In the early 1900s, the Miller's Cemetery, just north of Eunice, Louisiana, was known for its eerie stillness, especially on misty nights. It was said that once you entered after dark, the dead would know you were there, and they didn't like visitors. One night, a young man dared to test the legend. He didn't believe in ghosts, and after hearing a few locals tell tales of strange occurrences in the cemetery, he decided to sneak in and stay until midnight. Armed with nothing but a lantern, he went there and began wandering between the graves. At first, it was quiet, the only sound being the crunch of his boots on the gravel path. But as the fog thickened, he noticed something strange. The names on the headstones began to blur, almost as if they were shifting. The young man's heart raced, but he pressed on, determined to prove the stories were just superstition. As he approached the oldest part of the cemetery, where the tombs were crumbling with age, the young man saw a figure standing near a grave. A man, dressed in dark, tattered clothing. The man's face was shadowed under the brim of a wide hat. Thinking it was just the gravekeeper, the young man called out, "Late to be tending the graves, isn't it?" The figure didn't move, didn't answer, just stood there, staring at a headstone. Feeling uneasy, he took a step closer, his lantern flickering in the damp air. "That grave there," the figure's voice rasped, low and hollow. "That one's not meant to be disturbed." Before he could react, the entity turned slowly toward him. The lantern's light caught his face, skeletal, with hollow black eyes. His voice, like a gust of wind through dead lies, whispered, "You've stayed too long." In a panic, the young man turned and ran, the cold mist swirling around him. When he reached the gate and looked back, the figure was gone, but the fog still clung to the tombstones like a shroud. His heart pounding, the young man swore he'd never set foot in Miller's Cemetery again. This story was passed down from the young man to others. A few locals of Eunice, Louisiana today heard the story firsthand from the young man and passed it down to others.